Hello, everyone. I'm Esperanza Walsh, and this is Art from the Heart at St. Augustine's Church. And this is our last session for 2020. And we will resume the art sessions on the 12th of January, 2021. For this year, we will close the year with the today's session, which is a snowman. And we will apply different techniques, and negative painting is one of them. We will have some feathering. We will also use some layering techniques. So let's start and enjoy doing our snowman. So for the snowman, the first thing I'm going to do is to draw a medium-sized circle in the middle of my paper, like so. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a smaller circle here on top. And yes, I say this is the top because this paper is facing you. And then I will draw a bigger circle here at the bottom. Okay, I think I made that too big. Now I'm going to erase all the unnecessary lines that I am not going to use to make it look cleaner, and of course, to improve the shape of the snowman. Okay, let me just draw those lines again. Okay, wonderful. Later on, I will be erasing some of these lines again. But for now, we will be using these lines to guide us in drawing the other shapes that we need to draw. Oh dear. Okay. I'm going to make this a little bit rounder. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Now I have these three sort of circles. And the next thing I'm going to do is the hat. So to do the hat, I need to draw a curve here. And let's make it a little bit slanted, like so. And then the brim of the hat. There we go. And of course, since it's a top hat, it's going to be a little bit tall. Okay, I'm just exaggerating the shape a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to erase some of the unnecessary lines. Draw them again. And there we go. There's our snowman with a top hat. Now, let me just draw that carrot. And there's the carrot. The eyes. And here, the mouth. And I'm going to draw 3 buttons here. I'll start with the middle. There we go. I think this is too much to the left. Okay, I think that's better. And then I will not be drawing this button here, right? Because as you can see from the proportion here, right, this lower part is much, much bigger than the upper part of the body, unlike our drawing, which is relatively closer in size. Now, for this one, I just need to add the arms. So the arms are actually branches. So here, we have that. And that. And there seems to be something missing here from this snowman. Yes, a lovely colorful scarf. So let's give our snowman a scarf. Okay, so just a curved line here. Another one there. And a curved line here, like so. Okay. Okay, so this scarf would cover one button. Let me just turn it around. Like so. Okay. Or is the scarf too small? Let's see. Yeah, I think the scarf is too small. So let's make it bigger. I think this one is much better. And since it's bigger, we would need to erase the lines behind it. And of course, this side should also be bigger. So we shall erase this part as well. So wonderful. Let me turn it around. And yes, I'm happy with the scarf. Okay, so now I will erase the bottom of this circle. This is where we will paint the grass. Okay, let me draw a horizontal line. Now I'm going to lighten all of these, all of these lines, because here we will be applying negative painting later on. Okay, oh, by the way, before I lighten it, I'm going to create the moon here. So I'm going to have the moon. I will erase this later on and just paint it with yellow, followed by the rest of the colors. Okay, so now, okay, first I will lighten this one. There we go. So on your screen, you probably wouldn't see it. But if you drew the moon and erase it, there would be some sort of mark on your paper that you can still follow. And then here, okay, I'm going to erase the circle, forming the shape of the snowman. And I'm going to apply negative painting there later on. So now all of those have been lightened. And we are now ready to paint. Okay, I'm just going to set this snowman aside. And I will start with the background, and that is with the moon. So I have my brush here. I'm just making sure my brush is clean. And then here, I am just going to paint this area with water. This is the area that I will paint with the moon. Now, when I paint the moon, I will start with the lightest part, which is the center, which is, I will use lemon yellow for the center to make it bright. There we go. Okay, more lemon yellow there. And then I am going to rinse my brush. And now I'm going to use canary yellow around that, like so. Then again, I will rinse my brush. Now, with a little bit of water in my brush, I will spread the canary yellow to the part that's lemon yellow, just to allow them to mix. If they spread into each other naturally, that would be better. Okay, now, okay, it's time for me to paint the background. And for the background, I will paint this area with water first. So I'm going to do this part by part. So I'm now painting this area with water. So around the hat. And, excuse me. And then I'm going to use violet for the background. Like so. I'm going to paint around the moon. Then I'm going to rinse my brush. And again, with some water in my brush, I am just going to mix the violet and the yellow area, making the area just more circular in shape. Okay, now with a clean brush, I'm going to paint uh, more water here around my snowman. And there we go. And I am going to put more violet around the snowman. Yes, and this is the application of negative painting, which is just a recent topic. And then I'm going to get some Prussian blue. And then just spread it in some areas. And just allow the colors to mix together by itself. Again, if it doesn't do that, we can assist it by using water to help the paint mix. And now we will work on this area over here. So again, similarly, we paint water around our snowman. So just around the snowman. And of course, around the scarf as well. Okay, maybe more water here. And then I'm going to paint violet here in this part. Like so. And also here. You have to show the continuity in the colors. And then some more violet here in this area. And then I'm going to take some Prussian blue. And I'm going to paint this area with Prussian blue or dark blue. If it's not labeled Prussian blue, the darkest blue you have, midnight blue, is also good. And I am going to paint this area with blue as well. Again, I'm gonna rinse my brush. Help the colors spread here in this area so that it looks smooth. I am going to remove the puddles by lifting the excess paint with my brush. On this side as well. Okay, and let me check. Okay, for this one, I'm going to add blue in this area to create some balance. Fantastic. So now we have the background ready, and we've applied what we learned in negative painting. We're not going to layer the negative painting, but we would need to layer some of the details later on. Okay, while waiting for the background to dry, we can start working on the details. And by that, I mean the eyes and the buttons. Okay, so let me start with the button here and the button here. Okay, I'll add another button here because the original one was covered by the scarf. And then the mouth. And here we go, the eyes. So we've done that part. And the next thing that we should do would be to paint the nose. That's the carrot. Let me just get some orange paint. This for a carrot, like so. Oh dear, I think I've spread the orange paint where it shouldn't be, and thus I have to lift it with the kitchen towel, our handy dandy kitchen towel. Now I have to rinse my brush and drop some water so I can remove some of the orange paint here. So let's do that. Okay, fantastic. We've done it. Now we'll go back to the nose. There we go. So right now, we just have to let it dry. And that is before we add the other details on our snowman. Our snowman is almost completely dry. So now we'll work on the hat. We'll use some yellow ochre for a portion of the hat. So there we go, yellow ochre. And then I'll get some burnt umber. And then just allow the colors to mix. Like so. And now we'll start working on the scarf. So for the scarf, I will use some green and red. Okay, I'm just going to paint them over each other. And by that, I would create a pattern. Okay, let me just turn that a little bit. There. And then here. And here on the part of the scarf that's on the neck. Okay, so we're doing very well. And then, okay, we're going to try and give our snowman some dimension. By that, here in this area, I'm going to paint some of the area with light blue color. But before that, I'm painting it with water. I think I have too much water here. So I'm just lifting the excess water before I add the paint. So I'm just going to put some blue here. Now I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to lift some of the paint. And that seemed to have worked really well. So I am going to paint around the snowman again on this side now, and this part. And then get a little bit of blue paint and just paint that area. Rinse my brush. And then spread the blue paint just a little bit. And it's starting to have some dimension. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side of the snowman. Okay, then a little bit of blue paint. Rinse it. There we go. And now the bottom part has some dimension. I'm now going to paint a little bit of gray paint on it here in the lower part. And by gray, I don't mean paint's gray. I just mean a little bit of black paint diluted in water to create gray. So now the lowest part of the snowman has its dimension. I'm going to do the same process here on the upper part. Let me just turn the snowman around. Like so. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. And then make sure there's a little bit of water, not too much. I'm just going to spread this paint a little bit. And then I will lift the excess paint. Then I'm going to do something similar on the other side. Here and here. Then rinse my brush. Fantastic. Now I am going to add some gray in it as well, just like the bottom part. So to this area, then I'm gonna lift the excess paint. Like so. Fantastic. Now we are going to work on the face. Then here, again, just a little bit of blue paint. Rinse the brush. And then lift the excess paint. And then instead of putting gray here, we are going to put some gray paint here on top, because this is going to serve as the shadow of the hat. So now I'm gonna rinse my brush and then just remove the excess. And that's fantastic. So it now has dimensions. Now I'm going to go back to the hat itself, and I am going to get some burnt umber or dark brown paint, and then I am going to paint this area with another layer, like so. And then here, and then here. And then I'm gonna rinse my brush and just spread that a little bit. Same here. Okay, again, I'm going to put some more burnt umber in this area. And this time, I'm just going to let it spread by itself. Let me see how that's working out. Oh, that's looking good, actually. So the hat looks great. Now we're going to put some details on the carrot. So I'm just going to get a little bit of black paint. Again, just a little bit. And I'm going to paint some areas here on this carrot. More of like broken lines, and then going this way. Fine, let me do the eyes again, so we can see the eyes clearly. Okay, now we're going to work on the arms, which are the twigs. So here, I have one twig. And then I'll work on the other twig, which is the arm on the other side. Okay, fantastic. So we're doing pretty well here. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some highlights here and here. And also here on top. So that we can clearly see the hat. Okay, we've done the hat. We would need to finish off the scarf, but it's still wet. So we will begin with the stuff in the bottom. Here, there's a gift. We will not be painting that as we did not do the sketch for the gift, but we are going to add this foliage that we see here. So we'll just get some dark green paint. Dark green paint. And here I'm just going to paint some sort of a line with my watercolor. Okay. I'm going to get some more concentrated dark green paint. Yes. And I'm going to add it there. Okay. And then I'm going to draw, not draw, paint some lines going up. Okay. And from these lines, I am going to draw the foliage. You can actually use a special brush for this. There's a special brush that can do foliage, but in this case, I'm just using the round brush. You can use this type of brush. It will make it easier to paint the foliage in one stroke. You will be able to do half of this leaf, unlike what we're doing with the round brush, where we have to apply several strokes. Okay, let me just turn it around. Okay, and then like so. And then more of those strokes. Okay, so let's get some more green paint and create more of those leaves. Okay, so now I'm just doing one side of each leaf. Then here we do the same thing. And then now I'm going to do the other side because it's faster doing that in that manner. But again, it's up to you. If you're more comfortable doing one leaf at a time, then just do one leaf at a time. And there we go. So we now have our snowman. Oh, um, we have not finished it yet. We would need to add the color of add the color to the scarf. So there we go. I'm just adding red. And yes, I can see that spreading. That's okay. I thought of it just to be like a design, like so. And let me turn it around so I can do the other side. Okay. And just closing that bit at the bottom. And here, just adding a thin red strip here as well. And let's add more design to it. So let's add slanted red lines. Like so. And let's make it more exciting. Should we add more green lines? No. I think we should put some black broken lines at the edge of the scarf, just to highlight, to add some highlights, like so. Beautiful. We're doing pretty well. So we're now just doing the same thing on the other side. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so now we have our snowman created using the different techniques that we have learned throughout this year. Um, Again, negative painting, going around the snowman itself, and there's feathering over here, layering, and of course, we also sketched the snowman. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I am looking forward to see you next year when we resume our art sessions. Bye bye. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye bye.